Stoney is here to break it down, and I'm glad to see that the Rogaine I whipped up in my cauldron has worked for you, my friend.
Absolutely. It always does work, Tom. I appreciate it. Hey, you know, it is Halloween. More treats than tricks at Ford Field. What a fun atmosphere. The last quarter was unbelievable. It was like somebody described it as a pinball machine, for crying out loud.
Makes you forget that it was scoreless there in the second quarter.
Man,
it started slow.
It was brutal early. Good defense by both teams, but the Lions' young future showed why we have hope for this football team. Stafford was a little rusty, and then he came on, did well. Calvin Johnson did what Calvin Johnson we want him to do when they throw him the balls, catch it, and Ndamukong Suh.
And not that he needed a coming out party.
No.
What an incredible performance. He basically freed up Averill there for the big sack on fourth down. He scores a touchdown, a few sacks himself. I mean, what more can you ask? He was
terrific, and he was dominant. He was double teamed. And the Lions, for once, they had, they had some adversity in this football game. Believe me, they weren't mistake-free. They had, a bad penalty. They did some things that were mind-boggling as always, but they overcame that. And Washington, although not a great team, a very good defense, and the Lions capitalized, and they did what they had to do to win a football game. Nice to see. It was great.
Imagine they could be 3-4. You'd be feeling a whole lot different about this team. But you look at the slate, and the Jets, Buffalo, Dallas. Jets are going to be tough, but you got to think at this stage, Buffalo, Dallas, those are winnable games.
Yes, they are winnable. Not necessarily that they'll definitely win them, but they are winnable games. I thought the team, fed off the energy of Ford Field and vice versa today. They were engaged, and they made some really good, important plays when they had to.
There's an unsung hero that not many people got a chance to see do his thing today.
Actually, there are two of them. They have the same name, Smith. Alphonso Smith. He had a pick six that he just dropped. That would have been a touchdown. But he made a very big interception. I don't know why they're passing the ball in that situation. That was a huge play Alphonso Smith made. And, yes, the other Smith, Kevin Smith. Everybody's all excited about Javid Best, and Kevin Smith got maligned a little bit. Kevin Smith was clutch today. He was very good today. Picked up key plays, ran the ball, caught the ball out of the backfield. Kevin Smith, unsung today. And real good job.
The play I liked that basically got him 4 extra points was Nick Harris, a hard count on a field goal. Who would have ever thought it?
That was pretty cool, yep.
Very smooth when you see that kind of thing happen for the hometown team. Well, a tough day yesterday. Michigan looks awful, but let's talk about Michigan State. They're now behind Ohio State in the BCS, and that's important because they don't play each other. Ohio State goes undefeated. Michigan State will not be able to pass them and are not in good position right now to get a Rose Bowl berth.
No, there's a lot of ways to look at it. If Ohio State beats Iowa, that pretty much knocks Iowa out of the equation. So now Michigan State needs somebody else to beat Ohio State to give them their second conference loss. Can Michigan State fans sing Hail to the Victors? Yeah, like that'll happen. Like Michigan can beat them? No. So what was disappointing yesterday about Michigan State was that it looked like they didn't show up. I mean, they played hard, but God, Kirk Cousins, who I thought was the best quarterback in the Big Ten, he played good, except for 3 plays, basically. And all they were interceptions, and really it killed them. The thing that might be really disconcerting to Michigan State fans, all of a sudden, the last 3 weeks, they can't run the ball.
Yeah, and the running game was so strong early on, and they just cannot get the ball through.
And that was their bread and butter. But they'll still be, they'll beat Minnesota, they'll beat Purdue, they should beat Penn State, and they'll be 11-1, and we'll be complaining.
Because they won't go to the Rose Bowl, they'll get it January 1st. I mean, crazy things happen in college football, and Ohio State has lost games that we didn't expect Ohio State to lose before. But at least there's still some interest, but it's definitely deflating when there were such high hopes going into that game.
Yes, it was. And as far as Michigan goes, it's just the same old deal. They just, no matter who they put in there, they can't stop anybody. And you had a week to prepare for Penn State. You had a bye week, and that's what you came up with? Ugh.
I know you could give the Stonehead to maybe somebody on the Michigan side of things, but you've done that already.
Yeah.
There's somebody else who's a little bit more deserving for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, and that's and I'm not going to joke about it, but the Stonehead this week goes to Brian Kelly, the head coach of Notre Dame. I'm not putting the whole blame on you for the death of Dex Sullivan, the videographer, the student videographer, as you know, died in the massive wind. But Brian Kelly, it was his decision whether to practice indoors or outdoors. Brian Kelly's decision whether to actually have the video of it. A lot of schools didn't. So Brian Kelly messed up on that. Obviously, a young man lost his life. But even in the football game yesterday, they're down by 1. They're driving. They're ready to win the game with a game-winning field goal. All they have to do is get in, the center of the field. He throws for the end zone, and he says he would do it again. He got picked off. Brian Kelly, Stonehead.
He not only makes decisions that are questionable, but he's just so egotistical about it. That's what I think rubs people the wrong way about Brian Kelly. And I guess we knew that coming in. That's Mike Stone from 97.1 The Ticket. You can hear him every Monday to Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning. We appreciate you stopping by.
Anytime.
We'll up our confidence even better next year. Stay with us. The update continues right after this.